What's going on, everybody? So today's video, I just want to talk about how to deal with the negative aspects of breeding ball pythons or reptiles, the negative aspects about trying to build a YouTube channel, and just having negative people in your life and how that could influence your overall demeanor, and how to get through that, how to push through that, and how to keep moving forward. What's going on, guys? Baker from Blue Line Morphs. Now, I know I've taken a few days off from posting. You know, obviously this coronavirus thing popping off, a few things in my personal life. It's gotten a little jumbled, a little convoluted, but you know what? My mindset's back on right. My head's screwed on right again, so we're good to go. If you're new to the channel, welcome. We're new, we're growing, we're trying to keep this thing moving. I have an Instagram channel, blue_line_morphs, where I try to post in there daily. Now, I know I always say I answer all your DMs, and I normally do. I know I got like actually I have like 15 pending in my DMs right now. I got to talk to people. I apologize, guys. I will get to you. Just a lot of stuff's been going on. Life's been a little weird right now, especially with this whole pandemic thing going on. So like the introduction said, today I just wanted to kind of get into like the negative influences on breeding ball pythons, the negative aspects. What I mean is the negative mindset towards breeding ball pythons, and like that negative stigma attached to like reptiles and people that keep reptiles and breed ball pythons or breed different types of reptiles. So first and foremost, fuck them. All right. You know, if you watched my video with Billy from Mutation Creation, at the end he was talking about how, you know, just keep moving forward. You like doing it. Like, who cares what everybody else thinks? And he's exactly right. Right. He actually said, he was like, the front of your shirt should be like Blue Line Morphs, on the back, go fuck yourselves. Obviously I can't do that. Maybe I'll make a couple custom shirts or something, you know, one-offs. But the reality is this: like, you look around, and if you're starting a YouTube channel, you're starting to breed, and you look at channels like Always Evolving or Ozzy, or Ozzy really doesn't have a channel, but Olympus or Billy, and all these big channels with, you know, 50,000 subscribers, etc. You think, you know what? Like, why should I start? Why should I try to do this? The reality is, there's plenty of room for all of us, right? That's the best part about this community. Is if you're selling ball pythons or you're breeding ball pythons, it's not like you're going to sell one to one person. That's it. The person buying one already has 30, right? And then people that are your competition, be it other breeders or other YouTube channels, they're going to buy from you too, because they want to start getting your genes into their projects, so forth and so on. So the reality is, if you're new getting into this and you want to keep going, just do it. Just fucking do it. Who cares? All right. Now, there is like a negative stigma attached to like reptiles. Now, when I first started telling people I was going to breed ball pythons, or I always kept reptiles, my whole life I've had stuff, right? People always look at you like you're kind of strange, right? It's not normal. And I get that. I totally get that. You walk into my house and, you know, it's a nice new house. It's all, you know, it's all completely redone, right? It's completely brand new renovation. And you walk in, and in the corner, you're like, what the hell is that shit? It's 15 snakes, you know. Or you look on my kitchen table, because I don't have anywhere to put it right now. I got that big terrarium, my retic. Yeah, it's on my kitchen table. I've eaten at my kitchen table like two times since I've been there for the last year. I know I have these, you know, I'm a bachelor. I have these little, you know, little, the fuck do they call them? Little tables you sit, you know, living room tables that you sit and eat on. You're gonna be looked at like you're a little strange. You're gonna be looked at like it's a little weird. You know, who cares? Who gives a shit, right? So how do you deal with that? How do you cope with that? How do you keep moving forward? And the reality is, if people aren't going to like, listen, if you don't know them and they're talking shit, let them talk shit. Who gives a shit? Who cares? Who really gives a shit, right? Who cares? So people are going to look at you like you're a little weird. If you don't know them, they don't mean anything in your life, who cares? You keep it moving. As far as dealing with like people that like don't support you, or they're not, yeah, I guess people that just don't support you and they're not positive about the whole situation, you know, you can't fault them. All right, you can't get mad at them just because, you know what, it is kind of a strange hobby, right? Like, snakes are always looked upon as like this negative, weird thing. I guess it goes back to the Bible, where people are like, you know, the snake in the garden. And I get that. I totally get that. But I think they're really misunderstood. So I feel like there's a few ways you can go about this. First, you can just ignore them. You can ignore them, or you can boot them out of your life, or you can just keep moving forward and not tell people. Or you could try to educate them on them. You know, people have these negative views on snakes, like they're these slimy, evil, nasty creatures. Now, listen, don't get me wrong. If you've seen some of my videos, my retic, she could be an absolute bitch. And there's other days where I open the terrarium up, she comes right out, and she hangs out all day. And other times I open the terrarium up, and she wants to kick my ass. It is what it is. That's that species of snake. That's the way she is. When it comes to ball pythons, if you know them and you've been around ball pythons, they're literally like the dog of the snake world. You take them out. They're like some of my ball pythons. I take them out. They just hang out. They crawl. They'll use my watch to coil around, and they'll hang out. So you really should try to like maybe educate these people. If people are going to be negative towards you, they're going to be negative about you, or they're going to put you down for doing what you want to do, maybe you should just try to talk to them. Try to educate them. Try to show them. Eventually, they should come around. At the end of the day, if they really do care about you, they really do want to support you, no matter what, they're eventually going to make the effort. If not, then whatever. Fuck them. So you got to keep moving forward. As far as like YouTube channels, people are like, oh, why are you making a YouTube? Like I remember the first time that my partner actually blew up my spot in my office, and one of my coworkers tried to like hysterically laugh at me. And he was like hysterical laughing. Meanwhile, and he thought like everyone was going to laugh and make fun of me. Everyone's like, oh shit, Bake, you're actually doing it. You're like, you're goddamn right, I'm doing it. There's plenty of room for everybody to be doing this. So I fully encourage everybody to keep it moving, to keep it going, and to start the YouTube channel, to start the breeding channels. But you have to realize that you're going to be looked at as a little strange. You're going to be looked at a little weird. It is a different lifestyle, and it is a lifestyle, right? It's not like you're just keeping this animal in a glass of cream and that's it. You got to change the bedding. You got to feed them. You got to monitor them, and especially if you're going to start breeding, you got to have the incubator ready, right? You got to dump money into it. You got to be aware that you're going to have to pay attention to these animals. They might get mites. They might get sick. They might get respiratory infections. You have to upgrade your equipment, right? You're going to have to be prepared for hatchlings. So it is a lifestyle. And if you're going to surround yourself with people that don't want to support you, then you know what? You're setting yourself up for failure. And that's the worst thing you can do. You have to set yourself up for success, right? Don't put yourself behind in the game because you're going to listen to the outside influence. And that's the biggest thing. You can watch all these motivational videos on YouTube about, listen, no matter what your goal is, no matter what you want to do, for me, I want to be big. It is what it is. I want to be big. I want people to know blue line morphs. I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to keep it going. And if people don't understand that, then I don't have to tell you. But I'm not going to stop, right? You watch these motivational videos, and they always say if you have that dream or you have that thing you want to do, you keep it moving, you keep it going, and you want to make it happen. You don't stop for anybody, and that's really it. So, but you have to be aware you're going to be looked at as a little strange. Dealing with that, there's no real dealing with it. It is what it is. You're breeding ball pythons. You're keeping reptiles. Not everybody does that. But there's people that do various different hobbies. Not everybody does either. This is what you want to do. And the best part about this hobby is it kind of pays for itself. Some people might make a lot of money off it. You can make money off it. You absolutely can. It's like anything else. It's what you put into it. It's how much you invest, and how much time, etc., etc. But at bare minimum, I talked to some of my buddies that are smaller breeders where they're only producing 3 clutches a year, and they're paying for their entire collection for the year, for their electric bill, and they're paying for their food, for the rats, and so forth and so on. So the hobby, bare minimum, pays for itself. And how many people can say that, right? So I try to explain that to people, right? For a while, I was big into cars, right? Building Mustangs and building, quads and all this other stuff. And the reality is this: I bought a 2011 Mustang brand new, right? Of course, with the GT 5.0 Coyote. And I dumped like $8-9 grand into it. Listen, it had 550 horsepower, as fast as can be, loud as can be. But all that money, that $8 grand I put into it, what did I get out of it? Nothing. I sold the car when I traded in to buy my hybrid. I traded in for like 12 grand, right? Like $4,000 more than what I paid for in parts to upgrade it. But with this hobby, that's just not the way it goes, right? I'm dropping 6 grand on that expensive female. I have one clutch with her. I'm going to make 30 grand off of that. That's the reality. So maybe you should start explaining that to people. Explain that, you know what, it's a hobby and I enjoy it. No, I'm not in it for the money. Everyone wants to make a little money, but I'm not in it for the money. And you know what, this hobby, it's not going to really cost me any money. The first couple of years will, but it's not going to cost me money. People aren't going to understand this hobby, and people aren't going to support you with it. But if you love it and you want to keep going, then you keep it moving. And the best part about it is we have this support system. So network yourself. Talk to these other breeders. Talk to these other hobbyists. Talk to these other collectors. They all support you, right? There's all these little YouTube channels. My buddy from Rob sends me like, oh, I uploaded this video. And then my Saul sends me, I upload this video. And we're sending each other videos. And that's just the way it is. So your biggest supporters are going to be the community. And the outside community is really not going to understand it. And that's fine. That's not up to them to understand it. But you can educate them on the snakes and how they're not these evil entities. And you can maybe talk to them. Listen, you know what? I'm going to make some money off of this. This is going to support itself. This can be a little business. People support themselves off of snakes. People support themselves off of YouTube. Why can't we do it? Why can't we make it happen? The reality is you can. You just got to block out that negative influence. You got to keep it moving. I know this video seems like some bullshit, like emotional, like motivational video, but hey, maybe that's what it is. I'm fired up today. I'm feeling good today. And I just want to, you know, inspire people and get people going too, because you know what? This isn't easy, and there is a drain on you, right? To make these videos and do all this stuff and go home and deal with the snakes. Sometimes I walk in my house and I see the snakes, and I'm like, why am I doing this? Like, what the hell am I doing? I'm breeding ball pythons now? You're goddamn right I am. You're goddamn right I am. And that's what I want to do, and that's what I'm going to do, and people are going to know Blue Line Morphs, and people are going to know who I am. And I'm going to bring my buddies with me, and they're going to bring me with them, and we're going to keep this thing moving, guys. So that's the end of my rant. We're back. I'm gonna start making daily videos again, start posting again. Thanks for watching. If you guys made it to the end, comment that you made it to the end, because I don't think anybody actually makes it to the end. Until next time, guys, be safe with the coronavirus shit. Be safe. Always remember, watch your six.